Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. We shall start the today class, and today and one more lecture also we needed to complete the entire concept of interrupt structure in 8085 microprocessor. Okay. So yesterday we started interrupt structure in 8085 microprocessor. So it has a powerful interrupt structure. Total 5 hardware interrupts: RST 7.5, 6.5, 5.5, trap, and INTR. Okay. The priority of the interrupt trap has the highest priority. We cannot disable the trap interrupt by using the instruction. Okay, it always enable. And then RST 7.5, 6.5, 5.5. The lowest priority is INTR. Okay. Then RST 7.5 is positive edge triggered. Okay, and yesterday some student asked why RST 7.5 only having the D flip flop and why not 6.5, 5.5 trap and all. A trap doesn't have any internal circuit because it is always enabled. Because 6.5, 5.5 and interrupt, these are level triggered. Okay, RST 7.5 only edge triggered. So we need a short pulse sufficient to activate this RST 7.5 request. Okay, so uh, this is a positive edge sensitive. Okay, and can be triggered with a short pulse. The request is stored internally by the D flip flop until the microprocessor respond to the request. Okay, this interrupt request saved in the D flip flop until the microprocessor respond to the request. Right? We can enable all the interrupts with the help of this interrupt enable flip flop. The interrupt enable flip flop control all the interrupts except trap. Okay, we can enable all the interrupt by using this instruction enable interrupt. If it is one, set Q will be 1. So this line, this line, this line will be activated. Depending on the interrupt request, then the corresponding interrupt will be activated. Then the interrupt will be disabled with the help of this disable interrupt or by resetting the microprocessor, or whenever one interrupt occurs, the microprocessor started responding to the particular interrupt. Meanwhile, the interrupt flip flop disable all other interrupt until the current service will be completed. Okay, so enable interrupt, enable all the interrupts, disable interrupt or reset, disable all the interrupts except trap. So once the microprocessor started servicing for a particular interrupt, in time being the interrupt enable flip flop will be disabled until the present service will get over. Okay, so apart from that, uh, after enabling all the interrupts, suppose if you want to mask some particular interrupt, we can use this mask bit. We will discuss later what is the instruction used to mask a particular restart instruction. So using this mask bit, we can disable or mask RST 7.5. Using this particular bit, we can mask RST 6.5 interrupt and we can mask RST 5.5 interrupt. Okay, so to mask the corresponding interrupt, we have to place 0 on this. Sorry, 1 on this. Okay, 1 because this inverter is 0. So this is the AND gate. If any one input is 0, output will be 0. Okay. Right. And the 7.5, 6.5, 5.5 trap, these all are vector interrupt. Okay, whenever this interrupt is occurs, the microprocessor transform the program execution to a particular address locations. So this is the starting address of the interrupt service routine. Interrupt service routine is a small program stored in some memory. The starting address of that particular program is 0024H for trap and 2C for 5.5 and so on. So apart from that, software interrupt, that is RST 0 to RST 7. The corresponding vector address for RST 0 to 7 is specified over here. Yesterday, I explained to you how to calculate this vector address with the help of this number. Okay. Usually, when INTR interrupt occurs, the microprocessor send the acknowledgement signal, INTA. This is active low signal. The microprocessor send the acknowledgement 0 on the particular INTA bar pin in order to acknowledge this interrupt. Okay, and then the external hardware send the address location of the memory from where the microprocessor start execute the interrupt service routine. Okay, say for example, if the external hardware plays RST0, it represents microprocessor save the next immediate instruction in the stack memory and start executing the instruction from 0000 address locations. Okay, so whenever the RST1 placed on this particular pin, then the microprocessor saved the next immediate address location in the stack memory and started executing the instruction which is stored from 08 address location onwards and so on. Okay, so this restart instruction similar to your call instruction. So I think we completed the instruction set already. Suppose call 5100H. What do you mean by call 5100H? The program counter store the next immediate address, next immediate instruction address location in the stack memory. Okay, and the program execution flow will go to this 5100 address location. Then it execute the opcodes available in 5100 address location onwards, and whenever the return instruction available, then the microprocessor retrieve the information stored in the stack memory, that is next instruction address location. The normal operation will begin. So this is the call instruction operation. So the RST instruction similar to call instruction. This is 1 byte call instruction because we no need to mention the address location. The processor will calculate. Processor know what is the interrupt service routine vector address. Okay, right. So these are all the basics we discussed in the yesterday class. And the classifications: vector, non-vector, and maskable, non-maskable. Maskable meaning programmer can able to disable. Non-maskable, this interrupt is always enabled. In hardware interrupt, software interrupt service routine. It's a small program. The microprocessor will start execute that particular interrupt service routine for the corresponding interrupt request. Okay, so these are all basics. Draw the interrupts of or interrupt structure of 8085 microprocessor. Then you have to draw this diagram and explain in short way, depending on the mocks weightage, right? Okay. In today class, we shall discuss how these interrupt services happening inside the microprocessor. 8085 interrupt process. Interrupt process. Or how the microprocessor handling this interrupt service routine. Okay, right. First step, step 1. So we have to enable the all the interrupts with the help of enable interrupt. So this is 1 byte instruction. So this is 1 byte instruction. So when we execute this particular instruction, enable interrupt, all the interrupt will be enabled. Okay. And step 2, microprocessor 8085 microprocessor continuously monitor the INTR line. Okay, during execution of each instruction. Okay, so while execution of each and every instruction, microprocessor continually monitor this INTR pin in the microprocessor. Okay, right. Next, third, if the INTR line goes high, that is interrupt request received by the microprocessor. Okay, once the INTR line goes high, then the microprocessor complete the current execution. current execution. So whichever instruction executing at present, it will complete the current execution first. Okay, and then disable the interrupt flip flop, and then disable the interrupt flip flop. Okay, until the service is completed for the corresponding interrupt. Okay, so once INT are high, the processor identify the interrupt request is received, so it complete the current execution and then disable the interrupt flip flop. Okay, so which is available in the previous diagram. This is interrupt flip flop, this one. Okay, so once it is identified, the microprocessor disable this particular interrupt. Right. Then fourth step, then processor send the acknowledgement signal, INTA, interrupt acknowledgement. Okay, microprocessor sends acknowledgement. Sends acknowledgement signal. Okay, it is active low signal, so processor sends 0 on the particular pin, INTA. Okay, so once the INTA signal issued by the microprocessor, then this INTA signal insert this INTA signal insert restart instruction. Yes, dear, restart instruction. Okay, that is RST 0 to 7. Restart instruction. In bracket, I'll write RST instruction or RST instruction or a call instruction. Or a call instruction through external hardware. Through external hardware. Okay, so whichever IO device send the interrupt request, that is INTR signal to the microprocessor. Once the microprocessor identify the INTR signal is high, then it disable that interrupt flip flop internally. Then microprocessor send INTA acknowledgement signal, and then the INTA signal insert the restart instruction or a call instruction through the external hardware. Okay, so this restart instruction is a 1 byte instruction. Restart instruction is a 1 byte call instruction. It's a 1 byte call instruction. Okay, that transform the program control to a specific memory locations. So we already discussed in the table RST 0, when the external hardware places RST 0, meaning the program flow will transform to 0000 address location and so on. The fifth step. So sixth step. So whenever the call instruction is executing or RST instruction is executing, usually what the microprocessor will do? Just now we discussed. Whenever call instruction is executed, so what the microprocessor will do? Please respond, anyone.
It stores the next address in stack, sir.
Yes, it stores the next immediate instruction stored address location in the stack memory. Okay, so the microprocessor saves the next instruction, memory location. Next instruction memory location saved in this stack, into the stack memory. Okay, so before the program flow transfer to the corresponding address location, the microprocessor save the Suppose instruction 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Processor executing sequentially. While executing each and every instruction, it monitor the INTR line. Whenever the INTR line is high, say for example, line 3 is executing now. INTR is high. So line 3 completed. This next instruction address location saved in the stack memory first. Okay. And then the program flow go to this corresponding address location depending on the RST value. Okay. So the program flow transferred to a memory location. To a memory location depending on RST-N. Depending on RST-N, N value. Example, if RST5 activated, after saving the next address information, next immediate address instruction address information in the stack memory, then the microprocessor start executing the instruction from a particular address location. What is the address location for RST5? 28. RST5 is 28 address location, that is 0028H. So this is the starting address of the interrupt service routine. So small programs is written there already. So it will start execute the instruction from this particular location onwards. Okay. So executing this RST5 is similar to call 0028H. Yes or no? If you execute RST5, this is a single byte call instruction. By default, the processor will start execute the instruction from the starting address 0028. This is similar to calling that particular address location. Call 0028. The processor will save the next immediate instruction in the stack memory. Then it goes to the address location 0028 and start execute the instructions. Okay, whenever the return statement is found, then the processor will retrieve the information stored in the stack memory and start executing the normal program. Okay, so please remember that. So RST5, the program flow go to the address location 0028 according to the vector address. So this operation is similar to calling the 0028 address location using call instructions. Okay. Next one. So now this is completed. Assume the interrupt service routine is completed. So now we have to enable all the interrupt once again. Okay. Why? Because as soon as the microprocessor find the INTR is high, it disables that interrupt flip-flop. Okay. So next instruction saved in the stack, program flow transfer to the corresponding address location. Now the interrupt service routine is completed. Now you have to enable all the interrupt again. Okay. Enable interrupt all the again. So while executing this interrupt service routine, there will be a return statement available in the interrupt service routine. Okay. Interrupt service routine. So once the microprocessor find this return statement, then the processor start retrieve this particular address information from the stack memory that will be loaded on the program counter. Then microprocessor start execute the normal operations. Okay. So this is how the microprocessor handling the interrupts. Okay. Just one example I'll give you. Example, just I'm writing the instruction. Okay. Instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, instruction 4. Okay. So it's stored in some address location, address 1, address 2, address 3, address 4. Let assume the processor execute this instruction completed. Now the processor currently executing this particular instruction. Meanwhile, it found that the INTR is high. So once the processor find the INTR line is high, then the microprocessor complete the current execution first. Then disable the interrupt flip-flop. Then disable the interrupt flip-flop. Okay. Then the next immediate instruction address location saved in the stack memory. Okay. Then the microprocessor, depending on the RSTN value, processor, the execution flow go to that particular address location. This is interrupt service routine. So at the end of the interrupt service routine, again you have to enable all the interrupt. Then at last, the return instruction will be available. As soon as the microprocessor executing the return instruction, now the program flow will go to this address location. That is, the processor retrieve the address information. Sorry. The second one, right? The microprocessor retrieve the address information from the stack and start executing the third instruction. And then normal operations. Okay, so this is how the microprocessor handling the interrupts with respect to INTR signal we studied. Okay, so RSTN is similar to a single byte call instruction. So if you want to execute call instruction, how many byte actually we needed? Call
3, sir.
3, because first one opcode, second one 00H, memory read. 3 byte instruction. But how many machine cycle involving, that will be different, because the processor need to save the next address information in the stack memory. No, so I given some assignment today. Check your Google Classroom and try to find out the timing diagram for the given instruction and draw by pencil only, then submit before the deadline. Okay. So any doubt in this? So you have to read the questions carefully first. Draw the 8085 microprocessor interrupt structure. Then you go to this particular diagram, draw this diagram and explain the vector address and describe about what do you mean by vectored interrupt, non-vectored interrupt. Okay, INTR is a non-vectored interrupt. During this, whenever the processor received this interrupt request, after that only we'll come to know what kind of vector address the processor need to transform the program flow. Okay, so it is non-vectored, but remaining interrupts 7.5, 6.5, 5.5, this trap, they have the fixed address locations. Okay. That is sufficient. But now explain how the microprocessor handling the interrupts. Okay, then you have to follow these steps only. Enable interrupt. Processor continuously monitoring the INTR line during execution of each and every instruction. If INTR high, immediately the microprocessor disable the interrupt flip-flop first, and it send the acknowledgement signal. Then along with this INTA signal, the external hardware insert the restart instruction. It's similar to 1 byte call. So before started servicing to the interrupt request, the processor save the next instruction address details. Next instruction address detail. Actually, it is address, not memory location. Next instruction address location into the stack memory. Okay. Then the processor start servicing for the corresponding interrupt request by executing the interrupt subroutine starting from the corresponding vector locations. Okay. So during the execution, before completion of your interrupt service routine, you have to enable all the interrupt again, and the return statement will be present definitely. Once the processor executes the return statement, previously from where the microprocessor discontinues from the instruction 2. Okay, suppose the instruction 3 is supposed to execute, but because of the interrupt, the normal execution is interrupted. Now the processor resume the normal execution by retrieving the stack next instruction address location from the stack memory. So any doubt in this operations? Please tell me. Or how the restart instructions is working. Then also I have to explain clearly with this table. Okay. With this table. So any doubt? Interrupt handling mechanism in 8085 microprocessor. Next, so this restart instruction, restart instruction. Okay, RST 0, RST 1, RST 2, RST 3, RST 4, RST 5, RST 6, and then RST 7. Okay, so what is the hex code for this? That is opcode C7. This is CF. First one is C7. No need to remember this. With the continuation of this topic, I'm going to explain some important circuit diagram. So for that, you need to know the hex code for this instruction. RST2 D7 and then DF, E7 and then EF. Okay? It's very simple. F7 and then F. So this is the hex code for the corresponding restart instruction. Vector location that is available already in the table. This is the corresponding vector location. This is the corresponding vector location 0010, 0018, 0020, 0028H, 0030H, 0038H. Okay. So RST instruction, the opcode for each and every corresponding RST instruction, and the call location. Whenever this particular instruction executed, the program execution flow transfer to the corresponding memory locations. So we can represent this hex code in binary format. We can represent the hex code by binary format. Say for example, RST5, that is EF. Okay, EF meaning 1110, 1111. Correct? E is the hexadecimal, binary equivalent 1110. Okay. So this is a D7 position. D7, D6, D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, D0. So microprocessor read this binary information, and the processor understand that it is a restart instruction. So the processor need to transform the execution to this particular address location. So whichever the instruction started saving from this particular address location, it start execute. And whenever it finds the return instruction, then it come back to the normal operations, right? Okay. Now remember this RST5 instruction hex code and address locations. Okay. Hex code as well as the address location. And what is the binary pattern for the corresponding hex code? Right. Internal circuit, okay. Circuit to implement RST5. Assume the INTR line is high. Processor detect that interrupt is received in the pin INTR. So it disabled the interrupt flip-flops. Okay. Then it started saving the next instruction address in the stack memory. Okay. And then it sent the INTA signal, interrupt acknowledgement. After that, the processor received the RST instruction, whether it is RST 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The external hardware sends this address locations. Okay. So inside the microprocessor, there will be one circuit present. It has a tri-state buffer. Okay. I'll tell you what do you mean by tri-state buffer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because hex code is 8-bit binary actually. So like this, one circuits will be in. Okay. So this is tri-state buffer. So what do you mean by tri-state buffer? Usually buffer having two state. Whatever input we are giving, the output of the buffer is same what we given as the input. So apart from that, one particular state called as high impedance state. The output neither connected to 0 or not connected to 1. That state called as high impedance state. Okay. Say for example, this is enable interrupt. If enable equal to 1, if we give x here, then output of this buffer equal to x. If enable equal to 0, the y called as high impedance state. The y is neither connected to 0 nor connected to 1. This high impedance state. Okay, that is a tri-state buffer. So these tri-state buffers are connected to plus 5 volt through a resistor. This tri-state buffer is connected to plus 5 volt through a resistor. Okay, plus 5 volt. Right? Right. Okay. Now we'll discuss. Suppose RST5 INTR line is high. INTR line is high. So the microprocessor send INTA acknowledgement signal. Microprocessor sent the INTA acknowledgement signals. There will be ground line also available. Sorry. Okay. Microprocessor send INTA acknowledgement signal. Now the external hardware need to send the RST signal. Say for we are assuming RST5. Okay. RST5. How the RST5 executed internally? The hex code for RST5 is EF, that is 1110 1111. Okay, starting from D7. So the circuit diagram arrangement, let's assume this is D7. D7, D6, D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, D naught. So 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay. So this will be 0. Remaining 1, 1, 1, 1. So you will get now at the output 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. So these 8-bit information, that is EFH, will be placed on the database. So please remember, explain how the RST5 instruction executed with the help of internal circuitry in the microprocessor. The hex code corresponding for RST5 instruction is EF. EF, the binary equivalent is 1110, 1111. Okay. So whenever the interrupt signal INTR equal to high, now the processor will send interrupt acknowledgement. Okay. So depending on the external hardware, whether it is it's wanted to execute RST 0 or 1, 2, 3. So depending on that, this internal tri-state buffer will be changing. So in this example, I just explained RST5 restart instruction. What is the equivalent circuit to execute the RST5? Okay. So this EF will be placed on this database. So the microprocessor, during the machine cycle 1, the processor will read this EF data. Then it interprets the operation is corresponding to RST5. Okay. So RST5 meaning the processor need to transform the program location 0028H. This is similar to 0028H. The processor need to save the next immediate instruction in the stack memory and start executing the interrupt service routines, which is available from 0028 location onwards. Okay. So this is the way how the restart instructions are executing internally in the microprocessor. Okay. In tomorrow class, next class, we will draw the timing diagram for this interrupt acknowledgement signals. Okay, so far we completed opcode fetch, memory read, memory write, IO read, IO write. Another machine cycle called as interrupt acknowledgement. Now you got an idea. Now, what do you mean by interrupts? Interrupts is the signal sent by the external hardware to the microprocessor. It requesting some services from the microprocessor. Okay. To serve the external devices, microprocessors have 5 hardware interrupts. So the concept is clear to all of you. Please respond and feel free to ask your doubts. Then I'll call one by one now. Just 1 minute.